Hey Zellivers, this is SuperZomgbBBQ, and let's talk on Monday. Indeed, actually it's Sunday, so let's talk on Sunday about what's going to happen on Monday. Oh wow, when you see something like this, something big is about to happen. And now I know it's just been out here for a couple of days, but there was ring domination, other things to talk about which are more important. I thought I'd rather catch the issue when it's about to get hot, and it's about to get steaming hot. Wow. Let's analyze this image. This came from the official SuperCard Twitter and also has been posted on other social media networks. It looks very likely that we are going to have some form of big update coming on Monday evening or Tuesday evening. Now, let's talk on Monday means that there must be something big that's going to come out of this. First of all, that looks like a new logo to me, which seems to show me with the two individual elements with the fire and the lightning on the left and the right, that could mean that there is either a brand new SuperCard being released, or they are completely overhauling the old SuperCard, or which is current SuperCard, and changing it to be more. I mean, you can just look at the logo just to start off with. You can see that there is a big difference in both logos. If you look on the left hand side, which has got the normal SuperCard, you can see that it doesn't have any of the difference in gradients going through it, and it doesn't have the small. I mean, even go to the home screen of SuperCard right now. It doesn't have the logo is very different, and that first of all tells me there's going to be a big change. Now, me personally, I don't think a new game is on the way. If it was, lots of questions need to be answered, which is what they might be saying by Let's Talk on Monday, because they may be saying that there is a new game coming out. We've had to change it to a new game to make the game better for you and the people who are using the game, and it allows to put more cards on there. The questions that would be raised would be, well, what happens to our existing cards? What happens to all of our, all of the things all the cards we've bought up for so long, all of the event cards we've got? What happens to all of those? Those would have to be answered, because a lot of people have put a lot of time and money into this game, and it's then down to whether they then believe that it's worth the investment. I know 3 or 4 people already who are heavy players of the game who said they won't return. Whether that'll be the case afterwards, we don't know, but it certainly seems if they release a brand new version of the game, a SuperCard 2 as such, there could be huge ramifications for the user base of this game, which is why I don't believe, and I do actually, I actually more siding with what the developers have said in the past, which there is no number 2. It's going to be a brand new update. Now, my personal opinion is that they will bring in a new update to change the logo of the game, first of all. The second update that they'll bring in is to remove exhibition. The third update that they'll bring in, again, my opinion, is that they will also bring in a brand new King of the Ring style mode, which once updated will mean that you have 2 ways of playing instead of there just being the customary 1 way of playing. So instead of there being just one timed event where you got 2 days until the end, this one will have maybe an event it's the same length of time, but maybe involves you playing more instead of you just sitting there and waiting for the results to happen. The other thing that is going to be interesting, I feel, is that if exhibition gets replaced, what is it going to be replaced with? Is it going to be replaced with something that requires you to use more cards, maybe gives you new rewards for playing? Who knows? I want to keep it really short in terms of what I believe is going to happen, but it'd be really awesome, and I personally feel that this is going to happen. I'll break it down to 2 lists. What I want to happen and what I think is going to happen. What I want to happen is there to be a new game mode to replace exhibition to make it more fun to play. A new King of the Ring style mode similar to King of the Ring, but it involves a lot more than just luck and skill to get through it, which is more luck than skill, let's be honest, with King of the Rings. To increase the rewards, to increase the number of WrestleMania cards that are available, to make the throwback pack cards pickable from the board at any point, to increase the number of throwback cards that are available, to increase the number of fusions per tier that are available, to make it more interesting for the lower tiers as well, and also to overhaul the rewards for PCC, Road to Glory, and Ring Domination. Meaning that Ring Domination and Road to Glory only give you one single card, which is what Ring Domination does right now. And then the next thing would be for PCC to retain the current rewards and to basically justify the outlay that you put down for PCC to come in that top, because you have to do more in PCC than you have to do in any other event to get to the top. It's as simple as that, and it should be rewarded as such to do so. The changes they've made to Ring Domination show that they're listening to consumers, so maybe they have listened to consumers about other things as well. I also want to see a increase in the card limit to 150 cards. But I don't think that's going to happen. And I also want to see a change to the ladder rewards, but instead of there being a ladder rewards, they have weekly or monthly rewards for playing X amount of games. And if you play X amount of games, then you will get a reward which is suitable for your tier. Alternatively, you'll get access to a card that, let's say, I don't know, maybe there's a special card that if you finish in the top 5 for PCC, which is available throughout the month, and if you play a certain amount of games inside PCC and outside PCC, you also get access to the pro version of that card, which is really, really, really powerful. I don't know, something like that. I don't want to see is a new tier, because I don't think a new tier is needed at the moment. I think a new tier will come next month, but this is just me what I want. I also don't want to see more pack related purchasable items. I also don't want to see an auction house, not yet anyway. The reason I don't want to see an auction house is, or a tradable system, is because I don't think the game has got enough cards to do so. This game is nowhere near as big or as involved as NBA or my NBA or FIFA. FIFA, there's thousands of cards that are available for you to pick from. There's a reason, there's a market for that. My NBA has got hundreds of cards you can pick from. Let's just have a look through the cards that are available. You've got don't go to purchase packs. Go to card catalog, and look, we're not going to be trading rares, super rares, ultra rares, maybe epics and legendaries, but let's look at survivors and WrestleManias. If you take those cards and take away the supports, we're talking about what, 80 cards for WrestleMania, 70 cards for WrestleMania, 90 cards for Survivor. It's not enough to justify including an auction house or a trading option of the game, which would obviously be one of the number one things that's requested, because it's something that could help a lot of people get where they want to get to in the game. But to be able to do that, I think they'd need to release a new game that had a lot more superstars, a lot more rights to superstars, including the NXT wrestlers, would probably be one way of getting to there. I do believe that whatever we are going to see on Monday is going to have something to do with 2K16. Whether that means that there's an update in the future which is going to add functionality to that, or whether there's going to be something in the future that will allow the games to connect to each other. I don't know. So with that in mind, let's remove this and let's show you what I think they will change. What I think they will change is, I believe that they will add an increased number of cards that you can pick from that you can have before your card catalogue basically fills up completely. I also believe that they will increase the number of WrestleMania cards available. This is again what I think they'll do. They'll increase the number of cards available, and I think they might even increase the number of Survivor cards available. I also think that there is a high possibility that they will release a new tier, but I may not release it now, but in the future. I also feel that they will release Um, I think there really something that involves a tradable option. As much as I don't want it to happen, I think they're going to announce that a friend trade option where you can become friends over the Apple service or like a service in game and then trade options with each other. But if they could do that, they'd have to increase the number of cards that are available in the game straight away, like massively increase the amount of cards that are available in the game straight away. Also, I can see. I feel that they will change exhibition. They've been talking about it for a while. They will remove exhibition and replace it with something else, or change it to make it more interesting to play. I feel I said earlier on about the daily rewards or the monthly rewards. Play X amount of games, win X amount of games, you'll get X amount of items as a benefit or a prize as such. I think they'll do something like that to remove the ladder rewards. I think that anyone who's currently on WrestleMania Plus tier will be given all the existing ladder rewards as a reward, or alternatively, the next Road to Glory, which is supposed to be this week. Again, is that got anything to do with it? I mean, you got the lightning and the fire. Maybe they'll do a multi-route Road to Glory, which people have been asking for ages. Maybe they'll finally give. I just hit the microphone thing. There you go. Maybe they will finally give us the option of actually picking our own PCC card. So if you had Seth Rollins versus John Cena, for example, like it was last time, if you picked Seth Rollins, you'd get Seth Rollins. If you pick John Cena, you get John Cena. Maybe they'll do that for the future. Who knows? Ring domination, they might give the option for the people who are maybe to have a multi-route ring domination. Who knows? They probably... It sounds the route from what I've seen, from what the community managers have been saying, and from what other YouTubers and other people who in the know have been saying, there is going to be moving towards a longevity option, a way of the game surviving longer in the current tiers. So there is no big update after 3 or 4 months or 5 or 6 months, that they can maybe let the whole game last for longer. And if they're going to add a new tier, my honest opinion, they will not add it now. If that's what they're looking for, they'll add it next month and call it the Champions tier before Night of Champions, which is the next pay-per-view. Because that would last longer than a SummerSlam tier. I don't think a WrestleMania tier could last for 6 months. A SummerSlam tier will not last for that amount of time. Plus, they probably won't have access to all the 2K16 images yet, which need to be used for the cards. They wouldn't have had access to those for long enough. So I think a new tier is unlikely. But that's my thoughts. Increase cards, maybe to 140, not 150. This thing I think they will do. They will also make more cards available. They will also remove exhibition and put something else in its place. I think they'll make changes to Road to Glory, Ring Domination, and PCC in terms of rewards you get. And I believe they'll make a couple of changes that people have asked for. The biggest change I think they'll make, and one of the reasons why I'm really heavy on looking at that image, which is the reason I had it up for so long, is they'll change the logo and the graphical user interface. They'll actually change that to be something more fresh. Whether that means a new game or not, we don't know yet. But I don't think they'll release a new game yet. I don't think they'll release a new tier. I think it's just going to be a blank update for the time being, and then maybe release a new tier next month. But yeah, that's going to be it for talk about the anniversary, because SuperCard is one. I actually started playing the game literally the day it came out, so it's been an awesome year. People have said you should have been doing this from the beginning, and I can't disagree with them. But this is where this is hopefully where big things are going to continue to keep going from here. So happy birthday, SuperCard. I hope you give us some great announcements tomorrow, Cat Daddy. And I have actually spliced into this video some WrestleMania King of the Ring rewards, so I hope you enjoy. Zoli! And we got some King of the Ring results, and with King of the Ring results comes awesome surprises, or not so awesome surprises as Mr. Munty found out. So let's go to who else is in King of the Ring. Let's go to the contenders bracket, and I'm going to give you an explanation of how everything went down. Now, there was 4 people in this King of the Ring who are actually real people. The rest was all bots. Every single one of them were bots. So with the bots, you would expect all the people to get to the semi-finals. Well, the first surprise is that Crazy Hawk didn't bother energizing at all. So he ended up getting a single survivor against a bot of Cena's. So yeah, he sucked. He didn't energize for game 2, so he obviously just didn't want the result, the rewards at all. So Crazy Hawk lost out big time. I, however, love this. Look at this at the top. Munty energized, and he got beaten by Daniel Bryan and by a unenergized Brie Bella in power because Hates had a power boost on, which is pretty OP. That's pretty awesome, actually. Munty ended up bringing it back and got beaten in the first game by a normal WrestleMania John Cena. Wow, Munty, you should have just put boosts on, dude. And in game 3, he just went, not having any of it. Full fusion team, no wasting time because he was concerned. But it was actually in a Twitter conversation, and it was just funny. It was so funny. Whereas me and King Rico actually got for it pretty easily. And we get to the semi-finals. And we had me versus King Rico. First game goes to King Rico. Second game goes to me because I've got the WrestleMania Balassi. And he used a briefcase. And we then get the win with Stone Cold against his John Cena. Game 2. I used the Nuke and Blassie method. Now, if you don't know what Nuke and Blassie method is, by the way, this is really simple. If you noticed in the first game, I used a Blassie. You notice in the second game, power match comes up, I use a table. You can do this with any 125 point support card. Very simply put, you put a support card in number 1. If it hits, bang, then it's going to be a 100% win unless you've got, let's say, I don't know, a Triple H versus Shawn Michaels or Triple H versus Macho Man and he procs. So you want to use it for a card, hopefully, that has a very, very good chance of winning, or a good card's got a good chance of winning. The way it works is that the card stats are so close together that basically you could probably win by proc anyway if someone does use a Blassie. So, by you using a power match and getting a table, there is no way Triple H can win unless he uses the same supports and procs at the same time. It's very, very difficult for that to happen. Paul Bearer then kicked off at the bottom, which we have here, and then the Speed and Charisma was a dead tie, both procking Proc City. Wow, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 procs in this. Okay. So we get to the final, and I completely forgot to energize. Boo me, and I probably would have won the second game as well. So the first game, Toughness and Charisma is a nice proc for Mr. Munty. Power match, I won with The Rock, and then he won the match with Speed and Charisma with The Rock against my Stone Cold. And the second match, I was in work, I couldn't get to my phone to do it, and I had the same carpet rock that I had to deal with, which meant that I had lost. I would have lost the first game, won the second game, and won the third game as well. So it sucks. I probably would have got in there, but hey, I'm happy with a WrestleMania card. End of the day, a card is a card. As long as it's not a Survivor card, because I've got way too many of those at the moment. Let's get the rewards. Let's see what we can get. It's a WrestleMania card. I'm going to say a Diva. I love a Roddy Piper, but I don't think it's going to be selling Come Pro. So let's see what we can do. Claim reward. Yokozuna! Yay! Can you feel the sarcasm? Yeah, it's a card. It can go in the fusion chamber. I'm happy. Ish. Slightly sad. Anyway, so with that craptastic reward, let's start another King of the Ring right now. And let's make sure I've got everyone in place. There we go. Begin King of the Ring. Done. Which means that will end at 11 o'clock, which is probably not going to help me in the slightest. Great. I just completely screwed myself over for the finish. Let's see if I can tank this one. Maybe I might end up with my first King of the Ring with Jonathan. Who knows? But this has been Super Zombie BBQ, and I hope you have an awesome day. And then hopefully tomorrow we're going to find out that all-important information about what this new tier, whatever this new announcement's going to be. Obviously stay excited, because as soon as I get the information, it'll be coming right direct to you through this channel. So most importantly, have a great day, great afternoon, and salute. That